Hello, and welcome to another episode of Stock Stocks. Never really mentioned this before, but basically, this is a drinking stock trading session. Why that is because every day when I start trading, it's late night in China where I'm based, and so a little drinking's got to be involved, at least for me. Um, so yeah, decision making may not be so clear, but I think decision making will at least always be entertaining. So today is a day of house cleaning and getting rid of the old and welcoming the new because I waited on several stocks for a long time, which is like 2 to 3 weeks, and yeah, they've either just like lost me money or just haven't done very much. So today I wanted to clean house because today was also a day where a lot of them were actually showing some positive momentum. So let's talk about this. First is block. As you see, I've already have it up on the screen. And yeah, I've waited for this for like, I don't know, a few weeks. I think I got in at around here. No, sorry. Let me see. Right. So got in a while ago, early September, and today I'm sick of it and got rid of it when it was at 76.59. Total profit, not pretty, 15 bucks. One thing I need to mention about our principle here at Stocks is that we don't lose money. So we pick stocks with reasonable valuation for the most part, unless I get too drunk and then forget that rule. But yeah, usually look for PE ratios that are under 30. Um, I'm not sure why it's not showing a PE ratio here on Google Finance, because if you look at earnings for the past 5 quarterly reports, it's been positive. So there should be a PE ratio that shows up, but I don't know why it's not showing up. Anyway, goodbye for now to XYZ. It has been sold for a profit of $15. Pfizer was something I picked up just last week because it went on a dip. But after a couple of days, it wasn't coming back up. I was hoping for a quick pop, like being able to sell it after a day for like 3% gain or something like that. But it just wasn't happening. So today, I was like, oh, it's up a little bit. And it also broke the threshold of when I bought it. So I sold it at 24.31. Profit was 30 bucks. And again, not very pretty, but at least I didn't lose any money. MPLX was a disappointment actually, because I waited for it for quite a long time. Um, got in, I think, around here. So it was like late August when I got in. And when it made its run here, I didn't let go because I was like, well, that wasn't enough money. But then it took a dive and made me impatient. So when I was able to make a little bit of money today, I took the profit, and that was for a total of 75 bucks. BYD was kind of an even sadder story in that I got in maybe more than a month ago because I wanted a position, or I wanted some positions in Chinese stocks. Um, but yeah, I maybe it showed a little promise, and then it started um, falling into this little valley here because it is big on selling EVs, especially in the China market. And as we all know, electric vehicles in the China market has been highly competitive and price competition is high. And so there was some sentiment about how price competition was going to get even worse, and so that pushed the price down. Today, something went on with Chinese stocks. I don't know what it was, but like for instance, Meituan was up almost 5%. So BYD was riding the wave today. I didn't bother to find out why. I just wanted my money back. So I sold BYD for a profit of 40 bucks. Everything you're hearing about today mostly is defensive. Apollo is interesting. Excuse me while I take a drink. Um, so Apollo, I've held on to for less than a month, maybe like yeah, maybe like for a couple of weeks, and I was able to squeeze out a 10% profit of it, and I was actually hoping just by looking at nothing else but graphs. Uh, I was hoping to get back to like the 150 area before I let go. But then today I researched it because a lot of times I only look at PE ratio, and again, it's not showing up here, but yeah, it's been profitable for the past 5 quarters. So there should be a PE ratio here again that shows up in Google, but it doesn't. So what I'm trying to say is, looking at the graph, and given that it's got a pretty acceptable P ratio, I should have waited for it to get up a little bit more. Um, the problem was I found out today that it is the owner of Yahoo, which in turn is the owner of AOL. And even though these were my favorite internet brands back when I was younger, now I see them as just really um, properties or assets that are not that valuable. So I was a bit sorry that I picked it up, and so I was like, oh, I better let go of it. So I sold this when it was at 140, 167 today, and I guess I kind of got lucky because now it's taking another dive. So, okay, that's Apollo, and I don't think I'll be buying this stock again just because I don't really want to be invested in Yahoo or AOL, despite the fact that there was news today they might be selling AOL. But yeah, even Yahoo, I'm just not that crazy about. Um, Uber. So now on to what I bought with all the money that I just freed up. Um, the bad news today was that the founder and CEO sold some stocks, but hey, he's got to pay his bills. He's got to go buy his mansions and his yachts and his private jets and his supercars. So I never really blame a guy for like selling his stocks, and their PE is reasonable. Look, for something so ubiquitous as Uber, PE is at less than 16. And when I say ubiquitous, they're not even just like ubiquitous in the US. They're ubiquitous in a lot of markets. So the business is solid, and there's no reason why a little bit selling from the founder should spook people, but I'm glad it did. So I picked some up when it was at 93.1. I don't expect it to come back up today because the news just came out today. But yeah, I see this as a pretty safe move. Arrow, if you read the description, an old company, but now it's providing services to OEM manufacturers and the like. What's a little bit scary about it is, man, profit margin is really low. Uh, so, but it's a cash positive. I mean, it's a cash positive company. It has a positive P ratio that is not very high. And the bad news that came out of it today was that their CEO had resigned or had quit, something to that effect, and the new interim CEO was promoted from within. But look, given that they were only getting this much profit margin, maybe a new CEO is a good thing for the company. So I picked ARW up at 119 and 35. So yeah, I'm down a little bit now, but I don't see this as too negative as far as news for the long term goes. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with it. TSM, our favorite, is back on my radar. Now, I know I sold earlier, a few days ago at 260, and I said I would wait for momentum. To me, momentum came back because after I sold, it went on a little run, but then now it came back a little bit. And it is something that fundamentally is so healthy that, anytime you see chance to pick up a few percentage points, you should do it. So I picked it up today when it was at 260 and 50 cents, and now I'm already making a little bit of money. Finally, into uncharted territories, we have Centrus, which is a provider of uranium, which, scientifically or like as far as my knowledge goes, like this is way above my capabilities. I don't really understand what it is, but uranium, I would assume that only a few companies in the world provide it. So it's got huge momentum of the past year. Look at this. It's gone, it's grown 4 times in stock price in the past year. And so it's on a quick dip right now, even though I wish I caught the other dip. Probably when Trump did something to spook the market in mid-August. I can't quite remember now. I can't remember all the weird things that Trump has done, but anyway, there was that dip, and I didn't catch that. But currently, there is a smaller dip happening, and so I'm thinking, okay, since it's on such a good run, even if there's like not any bad news, but just a little bit of profit taking, then I could ride it for a few days and see if I could gain the 3 to 5% that I always look for. So there it is. There it is. The semi-drunk trading activities of today. And yeah, we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. And I hope you guys are making a lot